There we go. Hello everyone. How are you? Jackie Bluhm here, and got my new camera mount, so we are ready to go. Just waiting for the computer to catch up and find me. How's your day going? It's not as hot this morning, which is nice. Come on, video. It's taking its time. It is Friday, you know. Guess we have to give it that. All right, there we go. Now I can see me. Alrighty, let's move that over a little bit. All right, so what are we talking about today? Well, oh, hold on. I'm gonna mute my volume. Okay, so I watched the video and I thought to myself, wow, that's kind of a neat technique and might be a little bit easier way of people to blend their coloring with the tri-blend markers that we have. And so I thought, how can I do it with close to my heart stuff? All right, so instead of using cardstock, I'm using mix-ins, the thinner, little bit thinner weight pattern paper, and this is just a real subtle pattern. Hopefully you can see that. And on the top of our zip strips, which is our information with pretty, is that it is X9048, the mix-ins from April and June of this year. And it also gives you that there's 6 sheets in the paper pack and the colors that are associated with this paper pack. What's over here? Copyright stuff. That it is buffered and acid liniment free. Yay, and close to my heart, best of all. Alright, so that's what I'm using, and thank you as always for shopping with me. And here's my little cutout of that. That one's not very good. Of that paper, pattern paper. And this is actually a image from a Close to My Heart digital cartridge, and it goes with the Cricut. So if you have Cricut, I have the number that you can find it easily. Just put this number in, hashtag M3BE291A2, and that will show this little, it actually looks like this. It's a whole little daisy with a top like that, okay? But for now, we're just going to use this part, and hold on, let me get something that you will be able to see a little better. I'm just going to get a Versamat, and that will help you to see a little better. All right, let me sit down here. So, typically, and I've kind of got this one started, so I will show you. Typically, you would put your color down like so, and then you would blend it with the next color right at that edge. And sometimes it's not a super great blended edge, if you will. And actually that one doesn't look half bad. Let's see. Up here we have no light. Let's move this a little, oops, sorry. Move this a little bit so hopefully we get a little bit more light. Okay, so what I saw was to take the back side of our image, okay, and to color the back side kind of heavily, if you will. And I did figure out another way you could do it that might also work for this first step, if you will. So I'm just coming along and scribbling some color on there. I'm going to go back and make sure I get enough of it on there and show you what happens. So normally you would be coloring, right? But this is the back side. So as we turn it over, see how it bleeds through? And we'll give it a second to finish up. We'll put a little bit more over here. And see how much softer that is? Now, when you go in with the second color, it's much easier to blend. And I'm going to color this over here because you don't need to see it's a much prettier blend. It's a softer kind of look, if you will. It looks a little bit more like nature, you know, would have it. Sorry. Just want you to see the difference. And I guess I don't need to finish all of it. Okay. So let's hold this up and see how much prettier that looks. Let's see where you can see it really good. What do you think? It's kind of a cool way to color stuff, okay? So then what I did is, because I knew that I was going to put my little topper on, right? But I wanted to add to it a little bit, you know, give it that artistic kind of flair, if you will. So I took the jelly roller, and it could be whatever size you want. And there's a couple, you know, this is just personal choice. So let's see. Kind of need to figure out where that's going to be and go a little bit above it. And if I put it there, okay. So I'm just going to flick. And I don't even mind that little speck got on there. And just do that, okay? The other thing you could do is just kind of do some dots, okay? And you could even put this on here. I think I got it the back side. And if that was on there, you could even go around then and add some dots around there. So it's just all whatever you want to do, okay? And let me see if I can take this down and hold this up for you. Should have put it on before I did the dots. Okay. And so you can do all kinds of things, okay? So this is kind of showing another way to do it. And so I did a couple of color options, and then I thought, well, why couldn't we maybe do black? So I'm gonna leave this over here because the black, okay, now one of my markers worked and one didn't, and I don't know why. So if your black doesn't work, there's an alternative. You can get some of the black re-inker, put a drop down, take something that you can kind of flick it. Here, I'll show you. So let's take this marker. And we're going to put some black down. There again, your juicers, the juicier and newer they are, the better they're going to work. So you can do it that way. You see what I mean? It's already bleeding through. So it bleeds through. Or, shake that up good. Put a little bit on there. And just kind of spread it around with your end of your paintbrush, your stylus, whatever you have, okay? Remember to wipe that off so you don't get ink everywhere. Give that a second to dry and see how it comes through. Now when you add another color on top of that, would suggest waiting just a little bit longer. But it just adds a really pretty look. Okay, so there's no reason why, there again, like I said, just try something. You never know if it's going to work until you try it. And I like the look of that. Now, I didn't want to put, obviously, that yellow center on there, because ew, right? That would not be a good look, I don't think. Right? So, what I did, and I have a little tip for you, is I took my metallic marker. Remember, this is a paint thing, so make sure that you've got to shake it up, but make sure that you've got a window open, or you can walk away for a minute. So, a couple things I wanted to share with you. This is really juicy, so it's very easy to just color it in. There again, you can make your line wherever you want, and it does go over the black just fine. Let that dry, but on the sample I'm going to show you, I hit this to flick, you know, some little specks on there, but don't do that, because look at what I did. I bent down, hopefully you can see that, I bent down the marker, or the paint pen. So don't hit it with, I mean, possibly you could hit it with this, because this is more plastic, but don't hit this barrel, because I don't think that's a good idea. Alright, so what else did I do? So I will show you that one in a second. I showed you the basic technique, whatever colors you want, but also you can add a little bit to your leaves, and if you want, you can even put some little dots up there. You could, oh, I just touched it, so we will just fix that by adding some little dots there. And you could probably do the Bluhm pen. So let's turn that over. Let me grab a green, I don't know. Well, let's grab black instead of gray. Here's another tip. The dark gray, if you have a stamped image that you stamped in black, sometimes if it didn't quite all the way come out and I don't want to re-stamp it, you know, hover it over and stuff, the gray pen works really good, because it's a dark gray and it almost looks like black. And on here, of course, it's colored paper, so it's not going to look as black. But anything that you have, you can just decorate up your, and this is probably overkill, but you know, once you get started, you don't know where to stop. Less is more. I'm going to overdo because I want to show you the difference on overkill. That just gets kind of messy looking, right? That's a lot to it. If you like a lot, then do a lot. But I have a couple cards for you, and I also wanted to show you the finished silver one. Here's the one where I did the splatters on it, okay? And it's still kind of giving some black on there, so I'm going to leave it there, rinse off my fingers, and I wanted to show you what I did for the card base, how I went about doing that. I'm going to turn that one over to that side. Okay, so you can either, I just cut some strips, different sizes, in the colors. I'm using green, so that's why there's a green, there's purple, and there's black. You could put glitter paper, silver paper, whatever. So on one of the cards, I just took another square, the size I wanted, and I placed these on there. So we're going to do like that, okay? So you could put them close together. This is just whatever you want to do. So here's what I'm going to do. And you can even cut it down. I mean, just because you put it on there doesn't mean you can't cut it down later. I was playing with what I wanted to do, so that's why you see that on there. I like the Versamat because white and black, you can see where you're going. You can line it up very easily. There's one. All where you're going, you might as well do all of your pieces. And you can just stick them down, kind of assembly line them. And let's see, let's put this, no, we're going to go right across. Sometimes I'll put the two on the ends and then work my way through the middle. We're going to leave.
Someone was detected at your front door.
Oh, that's my Alexa going off there. Leave bigger, smaller, whatever you want to do. It's your piece of paper. Okay. So, take my scissors, get rid of that excess. Back side's the easiest. Yes, I know these aren't close to my heart scissors, but for long stuff it just keeps me from cutting into the paper. So that's why I'm using this. Probably the only contraband of close to my heart that's on the show today. So here we go. So we could put this way. We could put it this way. We could put it this way. At this point it's just whatever you like. We can cut that part off. Hold on while I go trim that off just a little bit. I don't like that big long space of white there, even though it's going on white. But let's just get rid of a little bit of that. Okay. Like I said, at this point you could cut a circle out of this, whatever you want to do. Alright, so there we go. I think I like it like that. So we'll put this on. How did I have it this way? I don't remember. You line up your card. You can line up your base. Okay. And then we have our leaf and our flower, which I'm going to put the stuff on the flower over here because we don't want that black to get in the way. I'm also going to put a little bit on our leaf. And I'm just going to set that down where I think I want it. So that way I can move it around until I get it where I like it. Same thing with this. Do this one a little differently. There we go. There we go. Wash my hands again. So maybe the re-inker is not a great way to go since we seem to be getting some bleed. But look at that. Add a little sentiment here. You could add some more dots, some bling, some sequins, whatever you want. So there's a bonus card, and the first card that I made was this one. So there's card number 1. Let me hold it up for you. And I added some gold gems, and I did my lines, and then I added some dots. A little bit, not too much. Enjoy your day. Could be anything. Happy birthday, graduation, whatever. And then I said, well, I like to change stuff up, so let's do one going this way with the lines going vertical. Again, I still added some bling in different spots than where I added this bling. Usually odd numbers of bling. So I've got a couple different, 2 different sizes going on, and there's 3 of them. This one makes more of a triangle. This one is kind of a very, I don't know, longish triangle. Little triangle will help to balance out your card. And then this one that we just put together, and actually we could add a little bit of bling to that one. Let's see, how about some black or some purple? So here's what I do. Our colors are so nice that you can kind of go within a couple of the colors if you wanted. That's kind of cool. So I love that these are see-through, so you can just kind of lay it over where you want. You could put one right there. You could put a big one on here. I mean, it's just endless. And it's nice that you have the different shapes and stuff. Kind of like that, but I kind of like this. We could also do, where are they? Just some silver. There's some silver. Again, there's a couple different sizes. That kind of matches the other one. But see, the silver would be pretty because it'd make that pop. But since we already did that, let's add some purple. So, let's see what I want. And usually I have the smaller ones up above and the bigger ones on the bottom, but that doesn't mean you have to. So kind of like that one there. And maybe a circle down here. And actually we need to get some words on there. Let's see. I'll do a little bit smaller circle. Sorry, I'm mumbling. I'm kind of in my zone. That one there. And we'll put the bigger one down below, maybe half and half, like so. And I don't push down too hard, so that way if I want to move it, I think I would rather have it on this side. There we go. So 3 of those. That's the technique, the cards. I hope that you will give it a try. You could probably do, like I said, this is just a light, what is this? This is mink color. But you could probably do, if you do a strong enough color on your marker, you could probably use, you know, some seafoam green, some glacier blue, any of our lighter colors. This mulberry might be pretty, and add some dark purple to it. So just give it a try and see what you like. And as always, vote on which is your favorite. I like to know that. And if you have any ideas of what you would like to see in the future, this is 1, 2, and 3. I'd love for you to leave those down in the comments, and because I'm always looking for ideas. But anyway, I hope you liked this, enjoyed it, and you'll give it a try. Thank you as always for shopping with me. And if you have any questions on item numbers, just give me a shout out, and I will answer that for you. Have a great day, everyone, and a fabulous weekend, and see you next Friday. Bye now.